Imagine you wake up and you find a letter from your deceased wife that says, "Return to Silent Hill and you may find me," only to return to find that it's been conquered by ghoulish monsters. Oh my. Coming in at 12% on the tomato meter, 32 by the audience. A lot of people will want me to tell you that this movie sucks. And wow, I gotta say, my initial reactions out of the theater were that I don't know if I like this. And I don't know if you will either. But let's talk about it. Ooh. There's my intro. Yeah. Return to Silent Hill tells the tale of when a man receives a mysterious letter from his lost love. He is drawn into Silent Hill, a once familiar town, now consumed by darkness. This is adapted from a video game, and it's got a lot of familiar beats from the first movie with the familiar monsters like the nurses. Pyramid Head shows up, and it's a visually striking film in not necessarily a good way because they use a lot of flash photography in this where a couple of times I had to cover my eyes because it was just flash, 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 flash. It's like, guys, what are you doing here? I don't know if this is exactly pleasurable to watch. Now, I got to preface everything here by saying I was a big fan of the first movie. I thought that movie was extremely well done. It still holds up, in my opinion, and I think it's one of the better video game adaptations out there. And I was really anticipating this one. That out of the way, I gotta say that I don't know if I'm on board with this one. The main character James here, um, he's not really a likable character, and that's fine because if you know the game, he's got a lot of bad things with his past going on that does get revealed throughout the film. It's just kind of boring, right? Okay, so he gets this letter and he's got to go back into town to figure out what the heck is going on. But there's a lot of just static shots of him looking at himself in the mirror. There's flashback sequences where it's like, okay, this is going to start to fill in the gaps, but it's cutting into the story at beats where it's like, you just set up this really cool monster, and now you're going to show me this background story of him walking into the town. It kind of ruins the pacing. So it's got some pacing issues. It's got some flash photography issues. And when I look at the synopsis of the video game, and I try to compare it. It's got some beats in there for sure. It does look like it's following the outline loosely, but I find that I think most video game fans will not appreciate this game because it takes a little too much of the liberties to convert it to the screen. And while I liked some aspects of it, the dialogue like is not that great. The imagery is good, but it's just Christoph Gaines here who comes back. He's the director of the first movie, so that's why I thought this one would be good. But it's kind of like amateur. The dialogue is not very well written, and they're trying to sell you that this guy's broken. He's trying to find out what happened to his wife or come to terms with the loss of his wife, which is fine. But I don't like people will say that he's not a very good actor. This Jeremy Irvine is not a very good actor. People will tell you that he's not a very good actor. And I kind of got to say that it's more of the script issue. Uh, the script just kind of lets you down. It's like they're telling us what he's doing while he's doing it, kind of thing, right? Okay, I guess I'll pick up this bag of sand now. But we see you picking up the bag of sand, so you don't need to tell us, for God's sakes. And that happens so many times in the beginning of the script of the movie that it just takes you out of it. And when that happens, you just don't find yourself immersed in the movie, right? So with the tomato meter score being as low as it is, 12%, 32 by the audience, it's not resonating with fans. It's not resonating with critics. And I don't know if you're going to find this enjoyable. If you are a fan of the first movie like I was, then you want to see what's going on in this. What are they trying to accomplish? And yes, it does follow some of the same beats. They try to put too much, I would say, at the end. Like they try to incorporate all of the multiple endings, and it's just like I don't know if that works, man. I don't know if that works. And then there's certain points of that editing style of the we're going to cut to a flashback now. It's jarring and it takes you out of it. It loses its momentum along the way. It's not as well executed as the first film. And as much as I love being back in this universe here of Silent Hill, I just got to say, this just wasn't all that particularly scary. No, the imagery was kind of horrific, but Primate and the Bone Temple were definitely a lot more violent and gruesome than this. And I was expecting a lot more gruesomeness in this. I really was, and it kind of let me down. So, with that being said, let's go over to my score sheet here and start filling out some numbers for Return to Silent Hill. Acting, directing, and story are out of a possible 2 points each. Cinematography and score are out of 1. Now, the acting, Jeremy Irvine tries, really tries. Like, I would say that it's serviceable. It's serviceable because while he tries, Hannah Emily Anderson here plays, well, actually a couple of roles, and she's good. When she's on the screen, she's the girlfriend. Uh, she does a great job. Um, and she kind of jumps off the screen at a couple times where it's like, oh, Maria, okay, you look exactly like her, but okay, I see what you're doing here. But you're just captivated by her persona and presence that you're like, okay, I'll go along with it. But is it anything mind blowing acting wise? She tries. There's a couple of scenes where she really tries, and based on that, I think I will give the acting. Oh no, it's so hard though, because the directing and the script really pulled back on that. But because you can see that she was really trying, and so is Jeremy. They were trying, and I'm not going to fault them as actors. I'm going to fault the script and the director. So the director, um, I don't even know if I can say that the technical aspects here were handled all that well because of all that flashy photography. Like it really gets annoying at some points, guys. The flash. It's like, okay, no, I can't watch this. I got to turn away from the screen. So uh, they had a competent story, but I think this is a weak effort directing wise. 0.5. It also reeks of studio interference towards the end. Um, it just doesn't land. And it's got the right ingredients. It's got the right layout, the format, the framework here is there. It's just not executed all that well. And I know fans of the video game will be like, okay, this is exactly what happened in the game. I like to see this stuff, but you're not filling it out with story and character to make me actually have that resonant punch towards the end that they want you to have. The payoff in this is that there's a good revelation that's just like, well, it feels so wilted and deflated because it's just you weren't building up to that. You were interjecting all of these weird cuts and stuff that lost the momentum of it along the way. So while I appreciate what they were trying to do, and I'm being very generous with this one, I'm going to give it a 1 because I liked what they were trying to do. Cinematography, man, it's not good. But even at its best, like it's competently framed at points, but the style of it I don't like. The score is serviceable. Uh, um, so as you see, we're sitting at 4 out of 10. Let's go back to the tomato meter and see what some of the critics were saying because I find it hard to believe that 12%. Uh, yeah, I don't know. New York Times. Return to Silent Hill aims for a similar uncanniness. Sometimes the actors look like digital doubles, but the result is less Phantom Realm, more jumbled assembly of cutscenes. Well, that goes to the editing style that I was talking about, right? Now, is there a lot of digital doubles in here? Yeah, there is when it gets floaty and stuff like that. Okay, AV Club says, goofy and low rent. It's a dire look at what happens when you can't leave the past behind, whether you're a horror game character or a video game movie filmmaker. Uh, let's go over to some more notable critics. Matt Donato, 2 out of 5. Between the poor performances, Dismally edited storytelling, and humbled Fright Night entertainment, Return to Silent Hill is anything but a warm welcome home for horror movie and video game fans. Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's poor performances. Like that's what I was trying to articulate about the script, and you will know what I'm talking about when it comes to the script about just like I'm going up the stairs, I'm going over here now, and well, we see you doing it. So why are you telling us this, right? Instead of getting lost in its psychological labyrinth, it lacks the impact. Its lack of impact lands with an unfortunate hollow thud. All right, so somebody who did give it a good score here. It shouldn't work, and it doesn't a lot of the time, says Seattle Times. But there's something compelling in how it all wraps up. How decisions that floundered in the moment feel a little more justified once the credits roll, which are awesomely stylish for some reason. I didn't stick for the credits. As soon as the credits came up, I was out of there because I was like, this is not exactly what I was hoping for. Um, and I don't know if it's going to be one of those ones where I will want to go back and revisit to try to look for some redeeming qualities because it's not one of those efforts either. Uh, yeah, it's just it's a disappointment, and it's kind of a bummer because I do like this franchise. I do like this universe. I do like the tone and eeriness of this kind of like elseworld zombie ghouls and monsters pyramid head. It's just it didn't work for me, and I don't think it's going to work for a lot of people out there. So I kind of have to agree with the low scores. But let's wrap this up on my score sheet here for the watchability factor. That's out of a possible 2 points. If you are curious about the first film, you'll want to see this at least once, right? So there you go. I'm going to give it a full point. Watch it on streaming when you got nothing else to do. This could very easily be a 4.5 out of me, but I've kind of been very, very generous for the acting. Uh, 5 out of 10 for Return to Silent Hill. It's got some good moments in there, some uh, very dark imagery, which I really enjoyed, but it was few and far between. 5 out of 10 for Return to Silent Hill. If you saw this movie and have some thoughts about it, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and we will talk about it. Hey, if you like this kind of thing, we also reviewed Mercy with Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson. Let me know what you thought about that one as well. You're watching Mirror Domains.